Okay, welcome everyone to the 2009 creek cleanup of the South Lyon, Michigan area. And today we have with us from Troop 228, Cody and Cameron, Eric and Scott. And we're hoping that some additional help will show up soon. But we're going to begin today with our presentation. Now, this is the area of the South Lyon and Milford, Brighton area. It shows the waterway that winds down to the Detroit River from all around Oakland County. And it's a chain of lakes that forms like a semicircle around the city of Detroit in the Wayne County area. So all of the water that falls on the ground in the South Lyon area migrates to the west and the south and enters into this waterway. So this is part of a vital chain of lakes, and the water that falls on the ground sustains that waterway all the way down to the Detroit River. The South Lyon area is very fortunate to have a very large aquifer below the surface of the ground, and this represents the aquifer, which is like a large lake of water that is down deep in the ground. That's where all the water that we drink comes from. Now, that water that falls on the ground and it soaks down through the soil and then is reclaimed by pumps that bring it back to the surface. South Lyon supplies about 2 million gallons per day from that aquifer. There are about 3,300 homes and businesses in the city of South Lyon which receive all their water from that source. What we're here today to do is to clean up the waterways that supply water to that aquifer. Now, this map represents the South Lyon area, and it shows the different waterways that travel through South Lyon. And the surface water that falls on the ground feeds those waterways. This is the Yerkes drain. This one here is the South Lyon drain number 1. This one is known up here as Lyon drain number 1, representing the Lyon Township drain. And this one is called the Sayer drain. This one is called the Underhill drain. What we're going to do is we're going to, as the crews come in, we're going to dispatch people to different areas to clean up the waterways on those different areas. We're going to begin today, I believe, with we'll do the Yerkes drain, and then we'll go back through McCaddy Park over to the trailer park. So let's see. Oh yes, what can we do to help with preserving this valuable resource? And those answers to that question are to properly recycle and dispose of household and commercial chemicals, report any illegal dumping, and also we can join in as part of the Wellhead Protection Committee. Many members of the community are welcome and encouraged to be part of that committee, which helps to preserve the water. What can you do? Oh, the average person in South Lyon uses about 77 gallons of water per day. The best way to preserve the water that you're using is to not waste the water. If you've got a leaking faucets, get them repaired. Replace old shower heads that have the more efficient design. Can save up to 3 gallons per minute. Run full loads in your laundry instead of using a small load. Consider water efficiency when purchasing laundry machines or dishwashers. And there is another way that you can conserve water and help yourself in times when the water is curtailed, and that's, say, in a hot spell when the water's really you're being asked to not water your lawn. And if you can use rain barrels. Rain barrels are something that are very cheap and very old technology, but if you can get 1,000 gallons of water oh no, off a 1,000 square foot roof you can collect 625 gallons of water from 1 inch of rain. So theoretically, now that's not always going to happen, but you can have a rain barrel set up where the water runs off your roof going into the rain barrel, and then you can use that water to water your garden or your lawn instead of using water from your well. So the wells or the city water. So that's one way of watering your lawn or watering your garden, and it's not wasting water. You're using the best water, which is rainwater, to help the plants and nutrients to the soil. So, all right, are there any questions, you guys? No? All right, well, I believe we're gonna, since we haven't seen any other help show up, we're gonna start moving out and do our cleanup work. One word of caution: if you see rattlesnakes, this is an area where the little Massasauga rattler, which can grow up to about 30 inches in length and only about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. He's a very small snake, but he'll coil up in a ball and he'll strike. He's a rattlesnake. He's not very big, and he can make you real sick. All you have to do when you see one is leave it alone. You don't want to be grabbing a rattlesnake. It'll bite you for sure. It can. And another thing is, watch out for snapping turtles. There are big snapping turtles in the creeks, and we're going to be in an area where you can have a snapping turtle show up. So you don't want to be messing with snapping turtles. The good thing to do with them is leave them alone. They'll leave you alone. They aren't going to come after you if you don't go bothering them. Just words of caution. Don't want anybody to get anybody hurt. So, and watch out for glass. If you got heavy gloves over here you can use. Don't want to be putting your hands into grabbing stuff and getting cut. So I've got good gloves for you to wear, and we just throw things in plastic bags and we'll get it back here and throw it into the dumpster provided by Mr. Bob Uphoff of Upco. And thanks again to the Michigan Seamless Tube for their support. They have supported me on this project for 5 years. Hey, thank you very much.